Enchanted Tiki Talk is brought to you by Kingdom Strollers. Our premium stroller and crib rentals are delivered straight to your Disney or Orlando area resort. It couldn't be easier. Book yours at kingdomstrollers.com. And Mouse Pros. Let our travel specialist plan your next vacation. Our concierge level service gives you the perfect hassle-free vacation. Get your free quote from Sean or any of our magical agents at mousepros.com. And now, it's show time!
Your attention, please. One show for you to see. One for you and everyone.
Oh, look at all the people. Pay attention, it's showtime.
I am always ready, as you say, to put on the show.
My goodness, you're all staring at us. We better start the show rolling.
Wait! We forgot to wake up the Glee Club.
Aloha. Come to the Tiki Room. Get your expialidocious tickets right here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Enchanted Tiki Talk. This is episode 320 for the week of February 20th, 2020. We're a day late and $1 short this week.
Well, because of our trip, I am a few dollars short.
I'm sure it's way more than that.
Yeah, okay, it is. But
in the house tonight, I have downtown Keith Brown. What's up?
Hey now, I am doing fantastic.
And on the other side of the microphone, I have not so jolly Mr. Holly.
That almost worked.
That almost worked. Dang.
Screwed up your own joke. Good job, bud.
Don't understand what happened there. What is happening here? Something's going on that's not quite clear.
So I just want to go ahead and say that it has been a pleasure doing this show with you guys. It is complete pandemonium in North Carolina. There's white stuff falling from the sky right now. So if I don't get to do this again, I just want to say it's been a pleasure.
The pleasure was all yours.
I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, I saw the schools are shut down and stuff for Friday, which is the next day now. But yeah, it's when it snows down there, it's like apocalypse is happening.
Stores won't have bread and milk for like weeks now.
Yeah,
gotta get the bread and milk. So okay, so this week before we get into it, the first thing I want to do is which we never had was that we actually had a voicemail on the Tiki Talk hotline during Christmas. And I feel awful that we haven't played it yet.
Better late than never.
Yes. So, Lauren, if you're out there, I apologize.
Should have held it for next Christmas.
I know, right? Lauren, I feel bad, so I'm gonna play her message right now.
Hi, this is Lauren at Ink and Paint Department on Twitter. I just wanted to ask you guys, as we approach this holiday season, if you have any great memories from the original Disney stores. I'm calling from one of the original Disney stores that are remaining in the U.S. in Oxford Valley Mall in Langhorne, PA. It is all 90s now with the old carpet and plush mountain and the animatronics. Just wondering if you folks in the Tiki Hut had any great memories from the old Disney stores and what some of your favorite current shops are in the Disney parks. Thanks again, guys, and have wonderful holidays. Take care.
Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate you sending that in because we were a little bit of a hiatus last year. We didn't get to it, and we got lazy. Sean got lazy and never played it again. So,
loser.
I will address this because I actually worked in a Disney store way back in the day. I had the Disney hair slide over, whatever they used to call it. I used to wear the pants. They were awful. Polyester pants. Polyester rags.
Nice.
And I have some fun memories of working in the Disney store, and that would have been. I always used to volunteer to do Plush Mountain at the end of the night where you had to build. I don't know if you guys ever were there during that time frame, but Plush Mountain at the end of the night we had to go and put all the plushes back together so they looked magnificent for the next guest to see the next day. But I used to enjoy doing that and having fun listening to sometimes non-Disney music at the end of the workday when you were closing up. It was always fun. I enjoyed it, and the teenagers used to play a game where they would try to get to the back of the store before somebody greeted them, because you had to greet everybody that walked in the door. So the game was the teenagers, you had to touch the back wall and come back out of the store before a cast member caught you. And I would always wait until they were right at the end and like, "Hi, what you doing? How you doing today? What are you looking for?" And they go, "Oh my God, he saw us." That was always
Was
fun.
there like a discount or something, like if you didn't, or was it just a thing?
It was just
bragging rights.
Yeah, it's bragging rights. That's all it was.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So how many times were you tempted to hide in the plush mountain and wait till someone come by and like just jump out and grab them or something?
You couldn't do it because the shelves were too shallow. You wouldn't have been able to do it. But
You disappoint me. You could have figured out some way to do it.
yeah, I thought about it. I used to hide in the clothes rack.
Okay.
Surprise!
I bet I know why you don't work there anymore.
Yeah. I don't. Which is sad to say, we're not big Disney people when I was a kid. Enjoyed the films and the cartoons and stuff, but as far as actually being like really into Disney, we were more like action figures and Star Wars and wrestling and that stuff. So I mean, I don't really have any fond memories. It was more the Toys R Us trips when I was a kid instead of the Disney store.
Gotcha.
Probably the biggest thing I can remember, and I guess this would count as an original Disney store, is back when it was actually Disney Village, and playing on the swing set and everything out in front of, I can't even remember the name of the store, but you'd go in like where the kids section was, and they had the little train that ran around the top of the room and everything. I mean, actually to this day, whenever we go to Disney Springs or whatever, my mom still calls it Disney Village, and we have to tell her, like, look, nobody's going to have a clue what you're talking about if you go around asking for Disney Village. So,
right.
But yeah, I can remember that was actually back then. It was not really somewhere that when your parents said, "Hey, let's go to Disney Village," you didn't really want to go because there was nothing there. It meant you were going shopping, and you had that little play set to play on. That was about it. It was out there.
Gotcha. All right. I know she's mentioned I think our favorite stores that we like to shop in the park. I still think mine. I would definitely say the Emporium. I love the Emporium, even though it's hectic. It's just something I have to go through.
I still enjoy Big Top Souvenirs over in Storybook Circus.
Yeah, I like both of those. I like Mouse Gear. Well, I liked what Mouse Gear was. I don't know what it looks like now, but Mouse Gear was good back in the day before they destroyed everything. So
the gear has been jammed.
Yeah.
All right. With that, Lauren, thank you so much for sending the voicemail. I promise next time you send us a message, we will try to play it a little bit more quicker within the first month or within that year. Maybe in that year. So thanks. That decade, right.
Yeah.
With that, I'm going to send it over to Mr. Steve from Disney Diary for the news. Steve, take it away.
Hi, Steve from Disney Diary here. This is What's News. Authorities are looking into a number of YouTube videos that apparently show people trespassing behind the scenes at Walt Disney World and Universal Studios, according to a WKMG report in Orlando. The videos show areas that are off limits to the public, including behind the scenes of Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom, the former Stitch's Great Escape at Magic Kingdom, and people sneaking into Volcano Bay Water Park. Disney and Universal are cooperating with authorities. Matthew St. Cyr, who posts the videos and encourages people to send him photos and videos, told WKMG he does this to make a living and considers himself an urban explorer. There have been a lot of changes taking place around Disney World recently, so let's just break it down. At the Magic Kingdom, Cinderella Castle is getting a makeover. The Magic Kingdom's iconic centerpiece has had a few different looks over the nearly 50 years it's been around. Do you remember the birthday cake look from the 25th anniversary, or when it was strewn with toilet paper for the opening of Stitch's Great Escape? Well, now the castle will have gold accents placed around all the windows and turrets. How appropriate for the upcoming 50th anniversary in 2021. The stage shows and fireworks will continue as the work takes place throughout the summer. The Diamond Horseshoe Saloon is opening up as a lounge during the specially ticketed Disney Villains After Hours event, It will serve small bites and an assortment of beer, wine, and specialty beverages. Over at Epcot, construction walls have gone up and new walkways were opened Sunday as the center of the theme park was closed down to guests as the reimagining of the theme park continues. The Electric Umbrella and Penn Central also closed Sunday. Now, when you enter the park, you're greeted by cast members directing you either to go to the right of Spaceship Earth, to head to the Seas with Nemo and Friends, the Land and the Imagination Pavilion, or you can go left and take the walkway just right before Guest Relations, which will get you to Mission Space, Mouse Gear, and Test Track. 7 attractions at Epcot will be seeing a cut in hours, and 3 attractions are going to be eliminated from the Extra Magic Hours list. The change knocks off about an hour from each of the attractions, so they'll close about 8 p.m. instead of 9. It includes the American Adventure, Awesome Planet, Beauty and the Beast Sing-Along, Canada Far and Wide, Impressions de France, all the KidCot locations, and Reflections of China. The 3 attractions that will be removed from the Extra Magic Hours are American Adventure, Awesome Planet, Canada Far and Wide. But there is something new at Epcot. The most patriotic of restaurants, the new Regal Eagle Smokehouse Craft, Draft, and Barbecue. At the American Adventure, that's a lot to say, it's finally open, and I will be heading there shortly to try it out. At Hollywood Studios, the Disney Movie Magic Projection Show will be returning this March, replacing The Wonderful World of Animation. The last Wonderful World of Animation show is March 12th. Disney Movie Magic returns on March 13th. The change might be due to the opening of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway on March 4th. The Wonderful World of Animation incorporates fireworks, which would mean that any ride in the theater would need to be closed for the fireworks. Disney Movie Magic just uses projections, which would allow the ride to continue. And while we're saying goodbye to things, let's say goodbye to the Star Wars A Galaxy Far, Far Away show. On February 22nd, it will be the last show. The show's been around since 2016, letting us see various Star Wars characters, but now with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, there may be a push to cut back on spreading Star Wars throughout the park. Please visit us at DisneyDiary.com for the latest news. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Disney Diary. Now, back to the Tiki Hut.
All right, we are back from break. Thank you, Steve, for bringing us the news this week. Once again, check out Disney Diary for all your Disney news. So, this week on the show, what we are going to do, we're going to play Catch Up, and Catch Up is that Matt and Keith both did Disney trips in the last couple of weeks, but we're not going to dwell too much on the ins and outs of the whole trip. One went to a place that's infested with mice, and the other one went to a place that has no beach. So, let's see. I'm going to guess the person who went with
which one was which?
Right. So I'm going to take a guess here, and I'm going to say that Keith went to the one without the rats.
There was some sand, palm trees, and water.
Well, for you, yeah, but not for Matt.
Well, no, not for Matt.
No. So, Matt, you ended up going to Hilton Head in South Carolina for a weekend.
Yes. First time we had been there, and went down. It was Friday evening. We spent Saturday there and some of Sunday and came back, and really enjoyed it. It was different compared to what Vero Beach was. It's a little smaller. It's on the Sound, so you don't have the beachfront like you do at Vero Beach. You do have you can either drive or take a tram, and they've got beachfront property that you can go and experience the beach. But it was, the middle of February, and it wasn't really appropriate to be laying around on the beach. So we went and looked, and that was about all we did.
Gotcha. Keith, you went to Disney this time, and you stayed at a place that was not a value resort.
I know.
This was like, how about that?
This was like a trip of firsts for my wife and I. We did like a ton of new stuff. We actually stayed at Caribbean Beach, which is gorgeous. We we got so spoiled there. A gorgeous resort. We got a building that was right by the Skyliner station and right across the bridge from the main building. So I mean, we got like a perfect spot.
That's good. That's I'm glad that you got to go to someplace other than Pop or an All-Star, because while they I mean, there's nothing wrong with staying at them, but it is a lot different when you've been staying at those for so many years and just taking the step up. And it's not like it's almost like going from like a Holiday Inn to a Radisson, you know, it's a little bit of a step up. But the real big change is that it's themed more adult, I guess you could say, right. You know?
Yeah.
And that was kind of what like we kind of like wanted from this trip, was a more relaxing trip where like we didn't really do like fast passes at all. We kind of we slept in, we winged it. We stopped at some sit down restaurants that we haven't done. So, but I don't really think that was relaxing like mindset would have happened if we stayed at Pop or an All-Star.
Right. Yeah, I definitely can see that. It's you just, once you are at like Pop or All-Star, really any value resort down there, it's like almost like anxiety, because everything is just so in your face, you know.
I think what like just really sold it was the 2 sinks.
Yeah, it is a nice thing.
That is a game changer. Let me tell you, that was like we didn't have to fight like, you know, who was going to sleep an extra 20 minutes and who was getting up to get ready. It was just really nice, and that's a gorgeous resort. I can't say enough about that place.
Matt, now with you going to this Hilton Head for the first time, for those people that don't know, I mean, it's a Disney Vacation Club resort, but how is it compared to at a Disney resort? Is there Mickey? I know Mickey's not thrown in your face. You really have to go out of your way to find something Mickey related for the most part. Your wife's not a huge Disney fan, but you are. How do you feel that it felt Disney to you?
Well, you get the interaction with the cast members that work there. I mean, it's very much Disney as far as that goes. The room itself was, you know, immaculate. Everything was well laid out, well thought out, well planned. The theming that goes into the resort and everything. Outside of that, there's not a whole lot of the actual Mickey aspect at Vero Beach, and there's even less of it at Hilton Head. Now, it might be different when it's in the summertime, but I didn't see a single character. There was a Mickey topiary out front of the information building when you first pull in, and outside of that, there was nothing else that I saw that would say, "Hey, well, hey, this is a Disney place."
Right.
I'm sure I could probably have gone and looked a little harder and found some other stuff that was, you know, tied to Disney and everything, but it really. It didn't have that feel. It was like you were staying at a almost like a Airbnb or something, because we had a 1-bedroom suite that we were staying in. So, you know, it was like an Airbnb or a condo or an actual resort you're going to. It didn't feel like, you know, this was blatant Disney in your face or anything like that.
Right. And how, with that being more wintertime, did you feel like there was enough for you guys to do down there?
Yeah, the pools were heated, so both of my boys were brave enough to go swimming. I was more than happy to sit out and have an adult beverage and watch them swim. They loved it until we had to get out and walk back to the room. And
oh, that was probably cold.
Yeah, that was not. It was probably. It was in the upper 40s, lower 50s, and there was a decent breeze blowing. So, I mean, we took a couple towels and tried to wrap them the best we could, but it was it was a little chilly because I was cold and I wasn't wet. So, I mean, I kind of felt bad for them, but I mean, you know, You got to sacrifice somewhere to have fun like that.
Right.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
But no, they had, the pool was heated. They have different activities and stuff going on. They had a campfire, it seemed like, every night. They had certain areas laid out where if you played cornhole, they had cornhole boards all over the place. They had shuffleboard. They had a pier you could walk out on, and at the time when we did it was low tide, but you could fish off of it. They had nets and stuff where if you wanted to, go crabbing or something like that, you could do that. They've got all kinds of stuff to actually offer. You could go over to the beach house, and they actually had a fireplace in there. I don't think the fire was lit, but they've got tons of different couches, and you can kind of lay around and read a book or something just to kind of relax. So they got all kinds of different things that they offer, from getting out and being active. They had different tours and stuff that you could sign up for and do throughout Hilton Head. So they offer a large variety of stuff for you to do. It just depends on what you're looking to do while you're there.
Was it all included, or was it like a separate price, like the fishing and the tours and stuff like that?
The fishing, I would assume if you brought your own gear, they're not going to charge you for anything. Now,
okay.
I'm pretty sure they had a place where you could rent, rods and reels and stuff. Now, it was on a like the intercoastal waterway, so at that time of year, I don't know what exactly is running. You're probably going to be wasting your time waiting in line at that time. Some of the tours were included. They gave you a guide when you checked in, and they said, I think the stuff in black was included in your price, and stuff that was in green or red, you had to pay an extra fee or something like that. But a lot of the stuff they had there, like you could make tie-dye T-shirts, and they would do stuff like that with the kids and stuff like that. So, yeah, they offered some stuff that was included, and they offered some stuff that you had to pay extra. I'm assuming for transporting you back and forth. Like they had a distillery that you could go take a tour of, a brewery.
Oh, damn.
Stuff like that you could do, but of course those were, you had to pay extra, and it was on like in the middle of the week. So I don't know if that would change in the summertime, because got, like I said, we got there Friday, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, that would be, oh yeah, it's on a Wednesday. I can't do that. So,
Keith, when you staying at Caribbean Beach, I know that you use the Skyliner a lot more. What was that experience like versus the buses?
Oh, it was like night and day. The Skyliner is so much faster. It's just, our building was closer to the Riviera stop, the Skyliner stop. We just walked over there. It took us 8 minutes to get from there to International Gateway.
That's nice.
I think it took like 12 or 14 to Studios.
I mean, that much just to get off the bus when you pulled up.
Exactly. And this one day that since we went to the Magic Kingdom, of course it's only buses, we literally sat at the stop for like 45 minutes. The internal shuttle guy actually came around like twice in the time that like we were sitting there. We didn't really we never stopped at Animal Kingdom at all, so I'm not sure what the bus routes are like with that. But yeah, they were pretty slow buses.
I'm wondering, would it have been quicker just to hop on the Skyliner, go to Epcot, and then catch a bus from Epcot to one of the other parks?
Well, it probably would be, but then like you have to stop at bag check. You have to walk the complete entire park.
Yeah.
To get back out, and then you have to get like a monorail from there and switch at a ticket and transportation for the Magic Kingdom. But we did actually consider that as one day, but this is as we just never did it.
You should have raced. You should have flipped the coin like, I'm taking a Skyliner, you can wait on the bus.
Right. Only thing about the bigger resorts is the internal stops too.
Right.
Internal stops put probably at least like 15 minutes onto each of our trips on a bus, which is kind of why we stuck to like studios in Epcot for the majority of our trip, just because it was just easier.
So what, I know you got to eat at the restaurant there. What was that like?
Oh man. Well, how much more time do we have? We stopped at the Spyglass Grill for breakfast like twice. The pineapple pancakes are delicious. My wife got a guava stuffed French toast, which was amazing there too. It was probably like 10-minute walk from where our building was, like to there, but it was totally worth it. We did do Bastion's Bistro, and it was delicious. We started off with the pull-apart rolls. It's house baked, and then there's like 4 like toppings for it. And then I had a jerk chicken and rice, which was actually better than I've had in the actual like Caribbean. The chicken was, they chose boneless thighs, so it's really tender. It's pretty spicy, which it should be, but it was fantastic. My wife got the coconut fried shrimp and grits. She like mowed that stuff down. Just once she tasted it and I saw that, oh my God, it's kind of a look on her face. She was in heaven, man. The food there is top notch. Everything was just really good, and the drinks at the pool bar were just so tasty. I mean, so even if you're not staying there, go there and check out the food. It is well worth it.
And Matt, for you, what was the food like there?
Well, we didn't eat there. They don't have any type of like a table service. They have a counter where you can go up and order sandwiches and stuff. I did notice they did have Dole Whips there. They did have the Mickey jalapeno cheese pretzel.
Oh, did they?
So yeah, so they had some kind of snack that you would find in the parks and stuff. So they had that Disney tied to it, but they didn't really. That was, to me, that was the biggest thing from Hilton Head to Vero Beach. Is Vero Beach you had a deli, and then you had at least one, maybe 2 sit-down restaurants. Where this one, like I said, you had a kind of a walk-up window where you could order something, and that was pretty much all they really offered. Now there were several other restaurants outside of there that we went and ate that were very good, but as far as staying on property, they didn't really offer a whole lot.
Yeah, I know that's one of the beauties about Hilton Head is the mom and pop type restaurants that are around, and a lot of great breakfast places I've heard as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to go down there just for that.
Yeah, it was worth it. First night we ate at I can't remember the name of it now, but it was kind of a seafood, kind of a seafood place. It was really good. The second night, the lifeguard recommended it was called the Hilton Head Diner, and it looked like it was just an old, like a throwback 50s diner. They played the old school music and everything. The waitresses did not wear roller skates, so I was a little disappointed in that. But the food was really good, and it's one of those things where it was just kind of a change of pace. It wasn't. Hilton Head can be a little upscale, little uppity a little bit,
right?
But this place, you can kind of walk in and you didn't feel like you had to be dressed to the nines and driving a Maserati or something to fit in with the crowd. So
okay. I think that's all I have. Anything else that you guys would want to point out real quick?
I think that we had a lot of good cast member interactions too this trip. We try and make a point and take notice of those, and it seemed as if we had quite a few excellent ones this trip, which was really nice.
They knew who you are, Keith. They knew you were coming. Like, oh, we got to treat this guy really good.
Well, hey, it finally paid off. Don't you know who I am?
Yeah, I didn't try that because that doesn't work for me yet. All right, so that's going to do it for this week. First, we want to thank our sponsors, Kingdom Strollers. Get your premium stroller and crib rental at kingdomstrollers.com. The vacation experts at mousepros.com help plan your next perfect Disney vacation. Don't forget to check out our store at redbubble.com/Tiki Talk Podcast, and you can connect with us on social media. You can find us on Facebook and Enchanted Tiki Talk, Instagram and Twitter at Tiki Talk Podcast, and you can leave us a message on the Tiki Hotline, 256-4MY-TIKI, 256-469-8454. We'll get to it sometime eventually. And if you take the time, if you enjoy the show, please take the time to rate us on iTunes.
You can find me on Twitter at Woman at Disney Dream. That's one MAN Disney Dream. MouseProsVacations.com and MousePros.com.
And you can find me on Twitter at Dole Whip Daily and on Instagram at Fit Mouse Apparel.
I'm on Instagram at mholly579 and Twitter is Matt Goes Dopey. That's goofy. Jeez, don't even know your characters. Special thanks to Steve this week for the news. Make sure you check out Disney Diary for all your Disney news. And with all that being said, take it away, Alan.
Thanks for listening this week. For Sean and Keith, I'm Alan, and this has been Enchanted Tiki Talk. Aloha.
Enchanted Tiki Talk has been brought to you by mousepros.com. Let us plan your perfect Disney vacation. And by kingdomstrollers.com for all your premium stroller and crib rental needs. For all of us here, I'm David Benter. Thanks for listening to Enchanted Tiki Talk.